What up, though? This is Ian Kelly from Crush the Coast, and today we travel to those mystic lands to find one of the dragons that competed in our Double or Nothing online stroll competition. Now, I don't want to hold y'all too longer. Miss, you can introduce yourself.
Hello, it's Nyx, founding dragon of Alpha Delta Omega Multicultural Sorority Incorporated, and we had the
Mhm.
honor of participating this summer.
All right, all right. How you doing today? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm chilling. I had the day off.
All right, cool, cool. So let's start off with this. I know that you know a couple of us on a personal note, whatever the case may be, but for those who aren't as aware of you, how did you find Fresh Coast? And then on the follow up, what made you say, yeah, we have to be part of this?
So, I was, we founded this org, and all of us knew how to stroll. And we were like, we want to do this. We're going to do this. And it's our first year. We couldn't, there was nothing, we had nothing to lose. And so we were like, we might as well do it, see how far we got, see what everyone thinks about it. But we knew that it was out here. It was like, we're not going to set this one out, not this one.
No, and I have to say, like, I do applaud y'all for going, like, all right, cool. We're just gonna run it straight off gate. Like, we're not gonna wait. We're not gonna, kind of tiptoe around it because we all just said, all right, we about it, let's go for it. So I really got to give y'all applause for that. Now, when we get to it as well, let's talk about going from saying, all right, we're signing up to this to let's start breaking down the rounds. Round one, round two, round three. Let's really get into your process of saying we're going to hit all of these criteria.
So when we heard about it before it was like a real thing. We heard the little whispers, and we were like, "What are we gonna do for the first round?" That was our biggest concern. It was like, what am I gonna do? Really gonna do for this? And so we were in the car, and whenever you're in the car with dragons, it's just crazy because we'll start talking about like different music and what we want to listen to and what we want to stroll to, and then one of us would just start talking about cartoons because the cartoon jersey mixes are just fire. So we were talking about it, and I was like, guys, you remember Dragon Tales? And immediately we were just like, we have to find a mix. We are the only Greek organization that is a dragon. How are we not going to do Dragon Tales? We are huge children, and so that was from that. From there was a wrap. For our second round, we just wanted to do something that was like on trend because we were just really dorky. They need to take us seriously and know that we're here, we're searching to be present and be able to be versatile. So we figured that one out. And then we spent all our time on the first two. And then the last one was coming up, and the date to submit everything was coming up. And we were like, what are we going to do? And me and Sai were talking. That's my Les and my partner. And we were in my basement just like trying to figure our lives out. And I was like, I have this dance routine that I did in high school to this song. We could just strip that. And she was like, bang. And we just was like, we loved the vibe. It was another side to us that we could have shown. It was kind of our personality. And then we picked the spot that we wanted to shoot before we had the routine. So it was perfect because it was just all us.
Now, I actually want to get back to that first round. I really want to like highlight that first round because I felt like that first round honestly set the mark for not only you as a stroll team, but like you as an organization. It's like, okay, cool. Here we are. Here's our personality. Here's how we get down. Here is, even if you feel like that was kind of a little more goofier round, I felt like that showed ADO as a whole immediate. If anybody else had never heard of your organization, or anybody else had never kind of had an idea of, oh, this is a, y'all are a thing, that first round was kind of like the best introduction to be able to say, here we are. From the playfulness, from the, the dragon motifs, from everything that mattered, it really showed off, okay, not only are you women doing this, but here's the identity, here's a part of our identity immediately. And not only the fact that you women were doing that, the dragon, The jam motif was like different locations within the one shot. The just the amount of y'all are going for it and the amount of we do not care of how we look. This is us was really something that stood out to me immediately. And I remember when we first got the video on the Coast Coast side, we were looking at it like, oh, yeah, this is going to score heavy. This is going to score for creativity and things like that. It was like, yeah, this is going to score, dang near tens across the board. And it was like, yeah, they got something here immediately. And that's saying a lot for, certain organizations who don't even have identities like that quick. The fact you realize like, all right, cool, this is how we're doing it. You already set your standard just like that.
Thank you. I don't know. That one lives in my heart.
I mean, whoever you said it was you that came up, that was the that said we were doing the first round together.
Just talking about Dragon Tales, and she didn't participate in it, but my number two, Ali, Malek, as you guys know her, I call her Lek. Ali was on DJ, so she was the one who had to find the music, but I just started talking about it because when you grow up with Vote Cable, like that's the show that you watched in the morning, and I was just like, oh, yes. So that's the collective.
Now, I want to ask you this, and this is something that's very, that I kind of want to get an idea of is for the first event that you and Sai were doing together, how was that? How was there any kind of nerves or any sort of like jitters about, oh well, how are we supposed to do this? Should we do it like this? Like, how was it doing your first competition together?
So we handle our anxieties very differently. So I would never watch the videos. Like when we were editing, like I didn't watch any of them. When they were posted, I kind of liked it and just swiped away from it. I was just like, I'm not looking at it again. No. And she's just very she's not obsessive, but she'll watch it over and over again just to make sure everything is perfect and concise. And it'll be like times where we're both like dying from energy, and she's like, we're gonna do it one more time, just one more take, please. And I'm like, all right, I got you, LS, because we were in it for each other and for the experience and for the fun. But like, it doesn't matter how much you know, like we're new at this, so we're probably not gonna get there. You still want to get there. So it was one of those things where it's like, we're not gonna win, but like, what if we did? And that was our favorite thing.
Okay. Now, one thing I will have to ask is going from, doing everything that you did, when you finally got your judges' scorecards back, what was the main critique that you saw? You're like, okay, cool. This is something that stuck out to us immediately.
I would say it was our syncopation because we both are two very different people, and we're both we're two different body types, not even very different. And we have two different energies when we stroll. So it's being able to keep our energy, because we both have a lot of energy, and making our lines concise and like working on being completely in sync for everything. And that was our biggest, like, we're gonna work on this, and we are. So get ready, Kashana.
No, it's something that I think everybody kind of goes through when they first start off is like, you want to do the flashy stuff. You want to make sure that, there's something everybody remembers and everybody's going to be aware of and da 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 da. And it's like, you get that and you finally have that down. Now here's the time to learn all the boring stuff. Now it's the staying, okay, cool. Here's two lines right here. Do not cross outside of them when you're pumping or when you're doing your flags, whatever the case may be. Okay, cool. We're gonna spend 15 minutes doing this one particular clap pattern and making sure everybody sounds the same throughout it. We're gonna do all the boring, monotonous things that nobody outside of who are really stroll heads would care about. But you do it so much where like the judge is looking like, oh, they were on point at this point in time. Oh, every clap pattern sounded similar, or even if they're doing a ripple effect, the syncopation was together. Or nobody looked like they were out of sync doing this one pump pattern or whatever the case may be. that's where a lot of people get tripped up at. It's like you want to be the flashy person, and the next thing you know, you don't look like you have all this flash and all this sizzle, but hey, where's the steak?
Yeah.
You know, and that's something that's going to come along with time as well, as you noted. That's going to take, that'll take time, that'll take effort, and I will definitely be hoping to see growth from, you and your sisters throughout. So don't hold yourself down that, oh, dang, we didn't get this right beforehand. The growing pains happen, they'll come around. It's up to y'all to be able to take that and then grow from there and get to the point where it's like, oh, when you look back 2, 3 years later, it's like, oh yeah, we've gone so far past what we did beforehand.